Yo guys, it's your boy Dave Pert back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be making the ultimate guide on how to play Absolvement. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Alright, so when you first load into the game, it's going to look like that, right? You click play, and then it puts you here. You make a slot, right? So let me just wait for it to load. Alright, so you're on the character selection, right? So the first thing I'm going to speak about is the race. So the most important thing that you want to choose from this is the race, okay? The race and the sins and the weapon mainly. Right. So these are all different races, okay? They all have their buffs, they all have their debuffs, okay? Some are better than the other and some are worse. Alright. So if you want, you guys can go through each race and read what all of them do, okay? Right now the one that I use is Void Touched, okay? Because I feel like Void Touch is pretty much the best one out of these if you're, let's say you're getting better at the game, okay? If you're just relatively new and you just want to like get a hang of the game first, what I recommend is Harmonite, okay? Harmonite, you gain 15% more experience from all sources and you gain 50% more gold from all sources, okay? And potentials roles have now an additional choice, so it literally has no debuffs. Because that's why I say this is the best character to learn from, because you're not losing anything, but the thing is you don't get any skill, okay? Whereas if you look at all of the other ones, dodge the next applicable attack, this one's self-destruct dealing 15 damage, but the rest of these have caveats which are basically the debuffs. So if we had to look at Void Touched, minus 15% max health, minus 25 max mana, regenerate mana 30% slower. So they all have their drawbacks and advantages, so that's why I recommend you guys read through all of them and choose which one you want. Another thing is there's a race called Nespin which you can get in the game. So if you guys want, you can watch my other video about how to get Nespin, what its stats are. It's also a really good race which I recommend you guys get after becoming good in the game. So yeah, after you choose your race, so let's say I choose Void Touched, you guys can change the variant, skin tone, whatever you guys want to do, okay? You want to make your way to the skill, okay? Alright, so all these are different skills for different elements, okay? So you want to go through them, you know, look at which one I guess you like, depending on what build you have, right? So I recommend you guys do your research on which build you're going to make, because these ones actually matter, right? Which skill you actually pick. But it doesn't matter that much, because I think you can still get all of these anyway. But it's the skill that you start off with. Because I'm making a bow build right now currently. I got multi-shot, so I feel like that will go good with my build because it's a bow kind of, if you know what I'm trying to speak about. So yeah, so mainly just look at what type of build you're trying to make and what element. They all tell you what element it is. So Scald, a basic water skill. Static Shock, a basic lightning skill. Updraft, a basic, like it all tells you it. So after you find out which move you prefer, then you want to go to the weapon, okay? Weapon, you pretty much start off with any weapon that you want. As you can see in the game, you get to choose whatever weapon you want. So let's say you start off with a wooden bow now, and in the future you want to change to, I don't know, a scythe. If you get a scythe in game, you can literally use it. There's nothing like you put points into only the bow aspect but not the scythe aspect, meaning you can't use a scythe. Well, you can use a scythe but you won't do the damage. The damage scales for all weapons, meaning you can choose any weapon and use any weapon at any time. So choose whatever you feel like using, but just know you can change it any time in the game. After that, you chose a new weapon, you want to move to the sins, okay? Now the sins, you have to pick one, okay? They all have, you know, the drawback. You can pick more than one, by the way, which I think gives you more soul fragments. I'll talk about soul fragments later. But if you are just starting out, I'd recommend either Theft or the other one being, which one was it? Not Gluttony. I'm pretty sure it's Theft. I'll be honest, I think Theft's the best one, because it's got I'd say it's got the least drawbacks. All prices are doubled, but that really doesn't matter, because you'll see in the game, right? Because in the game you can buy relics, but the chance of a relic spawning in a shop is very low, and mainly meaning like it wouldn't really matter because you'd usually get it from getting it from a chest or something else. And the main burden being gold gain reduced by 10%, but gold in this game doesn't really matter that much, so that's why I recommend theft. Because if you compare it to the others, all cooldowns recover 10% slower, and like your slug-like behaviors cost you progress, causing you to attack. This is the worst, bro. Sloth, like don't even take sloth. But there is also a thing where people want to get soul fragments from their room, which I will talk about later, which will make people choose abomination. All right, abomination gives you all of it. Okay, but the thing about abomination, you receive 40% extra soul fragments on wipe. But for now, you're gonna want to choose theft. Okay, I recommend theft for every build you guys make, every normal build at least. Right. So after you've done that, you've chosen theft. Okay, you listen to my instructions, then you click finalize. Okay, and after finalize, it will put you in the lobby. Right. Let me skip to it now. Alright guys, so once you have loaded in, you'll be put in this island, I think it's called Limbo or something, I don't really know. But yeah, this is the spawn area, okay? So I'm going to go through currently what all the NPCs are and what they do, okay? Alright, starting off, this NPC here, this is just a tutorial guide, so I'm pretty sure when you start the game you get put in a tutorial. If you don't know the moves and you can't remember, I recommend you just do that again, you can replay it. So yeah, that's that NPC. Come down here. You've got this NPC. Identity. So at this NPC you could change your appearance. So as I was talking about before, that when you were creating your character, it's exactly like that, but you can only create your character. And you can also buy stuff like outfits and lanterns with soul fragments and void fragments, guys. Okay? I'll get into that later about how to get void fragments, how to get soul fragments. Alright, so that's what that NPC does, known as identity, that's his name. Over here, some dummies to test your damage. Come down here, that's our pointless NPC right there. This is a teleporter right here, so it teleports you up to the town. Click yes, yo, I want to go to the town. You get teleported. Once you're here, there's this NPC, okay? So you can pay him gold, okay? Gold is the one at the bottom, which I'll get into later, how to get gold, which is basically the currency of the game. And you can basically pay this NPC, which is a blacksmith, to give you buffs. So I currently have a buff that I paid for, which was, can you please polish my armor, which gives me polished armor tier 1. There's different tiers, by the way. The more money you spend, the more percentage buff you get. So I've got a plus 5% armor. This is the first stage you can buy, but it's only temporary for 5 dungeons. I've already played 1 dungeon, so I've got 4 dungeons left with that. That's why it says 4 dungeons at the bottom left. Come up around here. Alright, I'll go up here. So we've got 2 NPCs. This NPC, basically you can sell to it and you can trade with it, okay? What it means by trading is that you could trade crystals, okay? In the game there are different elements, and in these elements you can get crystals in the game, okay? These crystals, depending on the rarity, so if I go into my inventory, they're different rarities, okay? Resonant, faint, cracked, primal, and I think there's another one called Ascendant, which is all the way at the top. Basically, different rarities of skills, okay? Ascendant all the way at the top, then primal, resonant, you know how it is. And let's say you got a crystal that let's say you're making a lightning build, but you want but you have a lot of earth crystals and you want to get lightning crystals. You go to this NPC and you trade the current crystal that you have, let's say lightning, and then you can trade it for the one that you want. So yeah, that's how basically this NPC works. Right. This NPC over here, I'm pretty sure it's just, you just sell. Yeah, you could just sell things to it. So can I sell something to you? Let's say I wanted to sell this kiwi. I could choose how many kiwis I want to sell. Choose 1, confirm. I just sold a kiwi. I got gold for that. Alright, that's how you sell things. Now, those are pretty much all the NPCs, but there's a specific one up here that I want to talk about. Also, underneath here is a barber, alright? If you ever want to change your hairstyle, that's who you go to. So, okay, so before I introduce you to this this NPC, I'm going to talk about the 3 different currencies, okay? So, as you look to the bottom right, you can see VF, SF, and G, okay? VF standing for Void Fragments, flipping SF standing for Soul Fragments, and the bottom one being Gold, alright? So, the first one, Void Fragments. The way you get Void Fragments is by completing quests in-game. And the way you get quests is from this NPC right here, okay? So you speak to him, and he'll give you a quest, alright? Give me a trivial quest, give me a standard quest, give me a challenging quest, okay? You choose from any of those, okay? But I don't know how much you get depending on if the quest is harder, okay? But every quest that you do is you get 10 soul fragments, okay? No, void fragments. Yeah, void fragments. So each quest you do, you get 10 void fragments. And once you do 3 dungeons after you complete a quest, it refreshes it, okay? So you can then pick up another quest, okay? So you've done a quest, and then 3 dungeons later, you have the choice to get another quest, because the way it works is you can't get multiple quests, like give me that quest, give me this quest. You get one quest and you have to complete it basically, unless next day comes around, okay? Which basically means you can get a new quest and you don't have to complete the one that you got. But if you want to get more quests, then you complete this quest that you get given, and then after 3 dungeons you can do another quest, okay? But the thing is, if you keep doing quests in the same day, what I mean by the same day is like a real life day, okay? So today, tomorrow, so let's say you do multiple quests today, you might get a debuff, okay? It'll be red at the bottom left, okay? This is a different type of debuff that I've got. But the debuff is called diminishing returns, okay? Which reduces the amount of void fragments that you get per quest. So usually you get 10, but if you keep doing quests, you might get only 5 per quest, okay? And the main reason for void fragments is for the identity NPC, okay? The one I was showing you at the start, okay? To either spend it on outfits or lanterns. That's basically the thing I've summed up about void fragments. Those are the only things you can spend it on, really. Alright, now that I've got that void fragments part settled, I'm going to speak about the next one, okay? Soul fragments, the one underneath it, the purple one, okay? Soul fragments are gained after wiping a character, okay? And the way your soul fragments add up at the end are based on the things you chose to do on that build, alright? I'm going to put a list of things that determine how much soul fragments you get on the screen, okay? And how many you get per time you do said thing listed. So it might be like how many times you buy a thing in the shop, okay? You get soul fragments for that. Now, a lot of people don't know it. And let me show you what you use these these soul fragments for. So let's go back to the teleporter, okay? Teleport to the soul tree, alright? This teleports you back to where you TP'd. Over here, you've got this tree, okay? I think it's called the soul tree. If you come to this podium here, so basically what you use void fragments for is the soul tree, okay? Where you can buy soul points, alright? So if I interact with it, so here, yeah, these are like different skill trees basically, and you can buy soul points, alright, with the soul fragments that you get. If you look at the bottom right, so I can buy 1 soul point currently for 500 soul fragments, okay? But the way you get soul fragments is after wiping, okay? So you use it for future builds. But I'm pretty sure your SP, your soul points, stay, okay? So let's say you wipe, you will still keep your soul points. Right. That's pretty much everything you need to know about the soul tree currently. Well, that's what you use soul fragments for, because I'm going to make a different video explaining how to utilize the tree and what the best skills are. So I'm going to put that in a different video, okay? So for now, that's everything you need to know about void fragments. Alright. Next thing I'm going to speak about is the final one, which is just gold. Just a currency to buy things in game like potions and other items. And the way you get gold is by selling items or killing mobs in a dungeon. And I'm pretty sure there's another way. So let's say you're doing a dungeon, there's different portals, okay? One of the portals is the red portal, which if you enter it, it's like, what is it called? It's like a little wishing well basically, and you got 3 different options, and if you wish for fortune, which is one of the options, it gives you like 1,000 gold, I'm pretty sure. So that's another way to get gold in the game. Alright. So now before I talk about how dungeons work, okay, I'm going to speak about the permadeath system basically, how it works. So in this game, you basically start with 3 lives, okay? And every time you die, your health bar cracks, okay? I'll put images of what life amount you have determined on the type of health bar you have, okay? So if you guys are looking at the images that I'm going to put on the screen, so for 3 lives, it looks like the one on the left, okay? If you have 2 lives, your health bar is the one in the middle. And if you're on your last life, it's your bar on the right, okay? I'm currently on 2 lives, okay? So that's why my bar looks like that. Let's say you die, okay? And you want to get a life pack. The way you get your life back is by getting a card called phylactery, okay? I'm going to put a picture on it on the screen. It's the same as rolling any other card, okay? You've got a chance to get it if you have died before. And that's pretty much the only way you can get your life back, if you get that card. And the other option is if you wipe, you can spend Robux basically to get your character back. That's the only other way. So yeah, let's get into how dungeons work basically. Alright, so you just hopped on, you want to get into a dungeon. You click the button at the top right, this one here. It's going to look like this, but you want to click this refresh button, okay? Or quick search. Yeah, so right now it's showing like that, but it's usually bugging, okay? So you want to click this button on the left, and then all of them will pretty much show up like that. Right, so you want to look at the different lobbies and look at the power level, okay? I mean the difficulty level. So if you're difficulty 1, you should look for lobbies that are difficulty 1, because if you're level 1 and you try to join the difficulty 16, you'll just get wiped out. So let's say I want to join this one here. Right, so I've joined this party basically, and depending on the difficulty, so a level 1 just joined, which brings the difficulty to a difficulty 11, okay? So it all scales of the amount of people that are in the lobby. So the way I can explain it is, I'm level 19. If the party you're in is 5 levels below you, you will not gain XP or soul fragments in that lobby, okay? Because it's considered too easy for you. Alright, so let's just quickly get into a game like this one, so I can show you guys what it's like. So when you load into a dungeon, you're going to be granted with dungeon affixes, okay? These are all different things that help you if you're going for a soul fragments build, or let's say you could handle it, okay? So if you think you can handle it, then you will just select the ones that you think you can handle. If you hover over it and read it, you'll see what the effects do basically. But I'm not really bothered about that, so I'm going to just click start dungeon, okay? Alright, so the dungeon has been started, okay? The way dungeons work is there's just different doors, alright? So you move through by going through the dungeons and killing all the mobs, okay? So let's say kill all these mobs, okay? The ones there, the ones there. A chest, not a chest, a little orb, I think it's called a soul orb, will spawn here, okay? It will give you the choice to choose 3 different cards, okay? And there's all different rarities, okay? If I can find some pictures of what the rarities are like, I'm going to put it on the screen. But with these different rarities, the best ones being yellow. So the order is, I'm pretty sure, yellow, then purple, then blue, then green, then white, basically. So if you get any yellow cards, I recommend you getting those ones first, alright? I think I'm letting my team die, but it's okay. But that's basically the order of how it works, alright? And there's going to be multiple doors, okay? You just keep walking through, and eventually you'll find the boss room through clearing different rooms. You'll get to the boss room. So I'm going to skip towards the boss room now, because I don't want this video to be too long. So yeah. Guys, one thing I did want to mention is basically these crates, okay? In these crates, if you destroy them, you have a chance of either getting a normal item like that, getting a potion, or getting what's rare, which is basically the rare items in this game called relics, okay, or artifacts, but they're mainly called relics, okay. And these relics have different abilities, okay. So I'm even gonna put the Trello in the the description of this video, okay. If you guys do want to check out the different relics that you could get, okay. Relics are basically what you need to be aiming for when you complete dungeons, okay, because it makes your build better, and overall I think you can have 3 relics equipped. So yeah, just wanted to give you a heads up about that, guys. Okay guys, when you have found the boss room, once all your teammates have went up to it and readied up, you'll get teleported in now. Right, so this is the final bit. To escape the dungeon, you need to kill the boss basically, which I will just quickly do. So yeah, I'm making support build right now, so that's why I've got a bow currently, and most of the moves that I have gotten, they are like just used for fighting far away basically. So to lead the dungeon, you gotta kill the boss. Alright, it seems so. I'm in a low level dungeon, that's why I was able to kill it more easier. But yeah, once you have completed it, you'll get your soul orb, or your chest if you're like me and you went into a low lobby accidentally. But yeah, once you have completed the dungeon, you'll get your XP and the gold that you got from killing the NPCs. Really, that's the main point. So yeah, you completed it and your XP would go up and you would level up. If you do want to continue with the current team you have, you click the continue button, and if all 3 of you click continue, like he just clicked continue, so he wants to continue. But if you just want to leave, just click the leave button, and you get put back into the lobby where you can find the new plays for a dungeon. And then yeah, you're back here. So that's basically, I think, everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this video did help you. It ended up being a little longer than I expected. I wanted it to be only like 10 minutes, but there's so much content. Please also give me some video suggestions of what you guys want to see on this game, because I want to make a lot of content. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, peace.